What is up, my YouTube minions? I have a battle here against Expa0, who is a Twitch follower and a YouTube viewer. And actually, doesn't really come out to stream that much, I guess, due to his schedule. But he made it this time, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get and battle. I actually didn't notice this when I put this team together, but 5 of the 6 of my Pokemon are actually Kanto Pokemon, although a few of them are Alolan forms. So I guess not 100% Kanto, but I didn't even notice that, but someone pointed it out in the stream, and I'm like, oh yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to lead with Alolan Portion, which is a Pokemon I really dislike as far as the looks of it goes. It just has a fat face, and I really don't like it. But it actually does have some nifty tricks. I'm just going to go for the Parting Shot right off the bat against the Crobat. As I switch out into Arcanine after lowering its stats, I'm kind of expecting a U-turn here because it is super effective. But I'm not entirely ruling out a Brave Bird. Either way, yeah, now has -2 attack due to the Parting Shot and the Intimidate for my Arcanine. So, yeah, he's going to go out and do Wishy-Washy now and get his Schooling ability, which transforms into this Kyogre-looking thing. And I'm actually going to go ahead and reveal a bit of a trump card I have on my Arcanine, or at least this Arcanine. There's actually a Timid Arcanine, and I have Bloom Doom on it, powered up by Solar Beam, so it's a very powerful attacking grass move that I'm hoping to surprise this thing and possibly kill this Wishy-Washy with. Now, Wishy-Washy does have good defenses, but its base HP is really bad, so it really does hurt its bulk. I'm so close to one-shotting it, and that makes me really sad that I wasn't able to, as he gets off a Scald and kills my Arcanine, so that's not great, but I just need a way to revenge kill it. It's that time, though, that I notice on my team I really don't have a great way to revenge kill anything. Unfortunately, he is going to go ahead and go back to his base form. I decide to go out here into Celesteela. Maybe I can outspeed it with this. Actually, I think I just go for a Leech Seed. I could have went for a Heavy Slam. I should have went for a Heavy Slam, but I didn't. I went for a Leech Seed, and he goes for the rest, which kind of forgot about. And yeah, he gets all of his HP back. So much for Bloom Doom. Although it does put him asleep, and he probably is a rest talker, but at the same time, I guess I forced him to go into sleep mode, which I guess is something. And he's probably going to be, forced to switch out now because he doesn't want to stay in against this thing while asleep, especially with the Leech Sheet up. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out myself. I go into Golem, figuring that I might have some setup fodder here. Plus, Alolan Golem is an electric type in addition to ground type, so where's it? Rock type. I think it's Rock Electric, so yeah, he goes into Lycanroc here, and this is actually the Midnight form of Lycanroc, which is a little bit slower, but a little bit, I believe, bulkier. And I make a slight mistake here. I go right for the Earthquake. Instead, I really should have went for the Rock Polish right off the bat, but I am going to go ahead and do it now, as he switches up for Stone Edge, I guess maybe predicting a switch. Not to mention that Stone Edge is obviously just neutral against me. Either way, because I'm no longer a ground type. But either way, I do get my, Rock Polish off now. I am Adamant, so I wasn't 100% sure if I could outspeed Lycanroc, midday form, but it was then I realized, oh wait, this is midnight form. I can definitely outspeed that after a, Rock Polish, so that's what I do. And I kill it, and now he's going into Tessu here, his Arcanine, and, I'm thinking, okay, I might be able to outspeed this. I really didn't calc it, but, I'm actually not able to. So I really should be probably using Jolly Golem with Rock Polish, but yeah, Adamant kind of failed me there as he goes for a Bulldoze and kills me. So that kind of sucks. I was going for an Explosion, which would have been boosted by Galvanize, but oh well. I'm going to go into my Dragonite now as he goes for a Will-O-Wisp, and that does burn me, and that's really not what I wanted to see. This is a not a Lumberry set. I decided to give a try to the ever popular Weakness Policy set, which, for those who don't know, Weakness Policy, if you get hit by a super effective move, it raises your attack and special attack by 2 stages. That's a ridiculous boost, and, yeah, it's actually really good with multi-scale. You're hoping that you get hit with a super effective attack, obviously, on the first hit. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and Dragon Dance here, because I do have Roost on this Dragonite, which means I can overcome this burn with enough Dragon Dances. Now, I know that this thing probably has Ice Beam and is probably a Rest Talker. I already saw the rest, and he probably has 2 attacking moves. One of them probably has Ice Beam, being that he switched into it. So I'm just going to keep going for another Dragon Dance here, and hoping he does not get an Ice Beam here. And yeah, he goes for the Sleep Talk. He does not. I believe he gets a Scald, which isn't really going to do much to me. And now I'm going to go ahead and spring the Roost, and I do that for just in case he gets an Ice Beam. That'll actually get rid of my flying typing, so it's only X2 effective, but it'll also re-trigger multi-scale since I'll be at full HP, and obviously that will reduce it even further, and it will still, of course, trigger my weakness policy, because I'd still be X2 weak to ice. So I do that, hoping to get it. If I don't get it, then I can probably just do Roost again next turn, since he'd almost certainly go for an Ice Beam when he wakes up. And, yeah, he does get an Ice Beam off the Sleep Talk, though, which is probably a little bit better for me. And I get my stat boost right off the bat. And now I believe I have more than my normal attack despite the burn, and I'm just going to go ahead and go for an Outrage here. It's my most powerful move. He doesn't have any fairies on his team, so I feel pretty safe just going for that, and yeah, killing that Wishy-Washy. And yeah, my Dragonite looking pretty nice right now as he goes out back into his Arcanine to get the Intimidate, hoping that it'll be enough to kill me. And he might also have Extreme Speed. He ends up not having Extreme Speed, which is unfortunate for him. In fact, I'm not really sure what Arcanine doesn't run Extreme Speed. I'm not sure if he could have killed me. I mean, he might have been able to. I'm a little bit below half, especially after the burn. He might have been able to kill me, but yeah, that's really unfortunate for him. He now goes back into his Crobat, and yeah, that thing is not going to outspeed me because I have way too many Dragon Dances at this point. I am confused, however. I only got 2 turns of Outrage. However, I'm able to get that hit through Confusion. In fact, Outrage has actually been kind of nerfed with the Confusion, well, with the Confusion nerf. Outrage has been buffed, rather, because now Confusion only has 1/3 chance to even hit you, so making Outrage just a little bit better. Either way, he ends up having a Focus Sash on his Miss Majors, and he said that he forgot completely about it, and that's really unfortunate for him because he would have been able... He basically sacked Arcanine and Crobat to this Dragonite, and he really didn't need to because he had a Focus Sash Miss Majors. He could have just came in here, taken 1 Outrage to hit down to 1, and probably just killed me with Dazzling Gleam. So, not very good for him that he forgot that, and definitely a misplay as I just go for a Toxic. Figuring that with a Focus Sash, it was definitely possible that this thing had the Destiny Bond. I wanted to be safe because Destiny Bond won't trigger if, obviously, if it dies to Toxic or even a Leech Seed. I go for a Toxic here, but either one would have worked, and it kills the Miss Majors. And he goes into his last Pokemon and ends up being a Scarfed Xurkitree, which is very dangerous. I decide to stay in, and I end up taking 1 Thunderbolt, which is really amazing if you think about it. This is a bulky set of a Celesteela, and being able to live 1 Thunderbolt is actually pretty amazing when you consider the base special attack of Xurkitree. And get the poison off, which, in my mind, pretty much clinches the win for me here. I'm just going to go ahead and protect 1 turn and pretty much try to Toxic Stall him. That'll pretty much give me a guaranteed win, in my mind. I still have 3 Pokemon left. I really should have... Maybe not. I mean, at this point, my Pokemon left really can't take a Thunderbolt either, but I decided to go for another Protect. It's a 50% chance that I would have gotten that, obviously, and that would have pretty much clinched it for me because it would have meant another turn of poison for him. Unfortunately, he does hit through my second Protect here, and gets a Beast Boost. Now, this thing is really dangerous because it's a Scarf one, obviously, and I go into Persian, who I can outspeed with because this is a Scarf Persian, that's right. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I'm using a Scarf Persian lead. I go for a Foul Play. It's not, I mean, this is my only attacking move on this Persian, actually, and it's not really going to do a whole lot because the Xurkitree's special attack is much, much higher than its physical attack. In fact, most of them probably have, you know, EV'd, so they don't have any attack whatsoever invested. And, yeah, my last Pokemon is Vaporeon, which would normally not be good, but I do carry the Protect and the Wish, so I'm just going to go for the Protect and get the win. And, luckily enough, Foul Play was able to do just enough damage, or actually, probably a little bit more damage than I needed to be able to finish the Toxic Stall and get the victory. So, good game there, Expa0. And, yeah, today's question of the day is, which Alolan form do you think is, the worst step back from its Kanto form? So, A, its Kanto form has to be better, and B, which the Alolan form in question is the most much of a step back from, or sorry, its Kanto form, its Alolan form is a step back from its Alolan form. So I'm going to give you an example. I think Dugtrio. Now, obviously, it picks up the Steel type, which gives it some resistances, but it also gives Dugtrio additional weaknesses, which it didn't have before. And Dugtrio's always been frail, obviously, but the big thing about Alolan Dugtrio, and you know, Entangled Hair, the ability of Alolan Dugtrio doesn't really make up for it. being able to, lower the opponent's speed, because, the thing about that lowering their speed is, as a Dugtrio, you want to outspeed anyway. And his Tangle's Web ability comes at the expense of one of the best abilities and most exclusive abilities in the game in Arena Trap, which is an excellent ability. It allows normal Dugtrio to come in and revenge kill a bunch of different stuff. And finally, its base stats are slightly different. Alolan Dugtrio is slower than regular Dugtrio. It's base 110 compared to base 120, which is huge when talking about being able to outspeed a lot of threats. For example, Alolan Dugtrio speed ties Gengar instead of outright outspeeding it. So and what does it get? It gets 10 extra defense defense base stats, which really do nothing for it. I really pretty disappointed with Alolan Dugtrio, I'm not gonna lie. It just seems like such a downgrade from regular Dugtrio, who has a better ability and a better base stat distribution. But anyway, leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later.